προσωπογραφία. Πάρε και κανένα άλλο έκθεμα πέρα από μένα. Γιατί έκλεισε? Α.
Όχι τώρα εδώ. Όχι τώρα εδώ στον τόχο.
Ναι, θα πάει.
Σε άνοιγμα. Αναποσβήνει κόκκινο. Και μην την κουνάς απότομα.
Ας βίνει, για να μην... Να το πάρει και εκεί.
Γύρνα και σιγά σιγά να πάρεις μέσα εδώ σιγά σιγά. Να πάρεις και τη...
Ντοκιμαντέρ.
Την κόρη μου.
Σε έχω πάρει.
Ναι. Να πάρεις και το τρένο.
Εντάξει. Βάλκυρκ. Βάλκυρκ.
Δεν κουνάς. Ναι, έλεγα τα κόκκινα εγώ.
The reason the monument is so dark in colour is to do with the type of stone it's made from, and the type of stone it's made from is binny stone, and binny stone is very light in colour but very porous, and all that's happened here is it's absorbed all of the soot and the pollution that we've had in Edinburgh. When we've tried to clean it, it damages the stone, so we don't clean the actual stone itself. The monument, 200 feet 6 inches in height, 287 steps, all the way to the very top, and then of course you have to come back down those same steps again. It does cost about £8 to go up there if you wanted to do that, and it has what they call a spiral staircase. It's a kind of turnpike staircase it's called. So passing for one-on-one, if you felt in any way claustrophobic, not really something that you would want to do, because as I said, it's restricted passing for one-on-one. But again, at the very top, the crow's nest kind of. So bus back here for you every 20 minutes today. Last Edinburgh tour we leave about 10 minutes to 4. Thank you for taking the tour. Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very welcome. Enjoy the rest of your stay. Back on the stop every 20 minutes. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, there's no link to Robert Burns there, just the fact that we call him out sandwiches. Redstone building on the hall back to your left now. Queen Mary's bathhouse. And Queen Mary's bathhouse, where some people believe that twice a year Mary Queen of Scots left Holyrood Palace and went there to have a bath. Now we do not believe that. We believe she bathed in the palace twice a year. But they do say she did only bathe twice a year. Church building on your left hand side. This is where we have the Queen's Gallery. And just above this hill. And that's something that doesn't happen, ever. So they have closed the walkway. Not sure if it's permanent or not. They have barriers up, so it doesn't look like it's permanent. We don't really know. There doesn't seem to be any sign of it opening just yet. Now you still can get up on the stairs for stop 5 euro. Thank you. Christmas shop coming up on the right hand side. Red shop here, the old Christmas shop. Just before the Canongate Kirk over on your right, and then the Canongate Kirk to your right hand side. Museum of Edinburgh, the yellow and red painted building to the left here. And just ahead, this building with the clock on it, this one here to your right, goes back to 1591, that building. And that building is now a free museum. The people's story, telling you all about the working people's lives here in Edinburgh. The building was a jail at one time, the Tolbooth jail for the candidates, then became a council building, a court building, and now a free museum. And all museums in Edinburgh, except for one, are free. The one that is not free is called the Surgeons' Hall Museum, a little bit off our bus route. However, if anyone did want to go see that, let me know, guys. The Surgeons' Hall Museum, it's about £7 or £8 to get in, and it probably gives you an idea of what it's about, calling it the Surgeons' Hall Museum. They have a pathology museum, they have a dental museum, and history of surgery museum. And I always suggest, and folks, if you're walking the Royal Mile, to walk down. Yeah? It's a little bit of a hike walking up. Anyone walked it yet?
No. We did yesterday.
Did you go down or up? Or did you did the book? Oh, good for you guys. Good for you. Yeah, I always say walk down, get the bus at the bottom, let the bus do the hard work. Because for me, kind of tongue in cheek, you'd be as well climbing after seat. But maybe that was just me. But yeah, it's just an incline after incline, as you can see. But if you did walk all the way up here, you'd end up in Edinburgh Castle at the very, very, very top. So we're going to be turning left. We're going to be moving round onto South Bridge shortly. If you turn right here, there's a church. This is a 17th century church, not been used as a church in more than 60 years. Now the Edinburgh World Heritage people have taken this building over and they have made it into a visitor centre for our tourists, our World Heritage. Telling you all about the 6 UNESCO World Heritage Sites in Scotland, and Edinburgh is one of them. South Bridge, 1,000 feet in length. We had 19 archways below this bridge when it was first built, and it was built initially to allow people in the old town access to a university building. If you look right and left, you can see that we are actually on a bridge. And that is the only open archway of the original 19 archways below the bridge. All the other 18 archways have all been built over and built onto. The large building on the corner here, right hand side with the dome statue on top, is the Old College. Edinburgh University's building, where they now have the Faculty of Law. But this building opened the year after Southbridge. Southbridge was 1788, the Old College 1789. Designed by Robert Adam and William Henry Playfair. And just up to the left hand side here, if you go under the archway and then left into the building, you head into the Talbot Rice Art Gallery. And that's another free. The tea lady said that she had shown signs on Margaret Anne Brockley's body that she'd given birth to a baby, and you cannot find out a lot about that. But absolutely true, folks. So Margaret Anne Brockley from Cork in Ireland, Dr. James Barry. Now heading down the Candlemaker Row, where literally the candle makers had their business just outside the walls of Edinburgh, and that was due to the fire risk. Any kind of business had a fire risk, had to be built outside the walls of Edinburgh. So Edinburgh's old town had lots of old wooden buildings. And we're now heading into stop number 8. Stop number 8 is a stop for the Grass Market. The Grass Market, is there anyone upstairs or downstairs wanting to go for this next stop? No, there's no one upstairs for this next stop, Nero, thank you. Street coming up just ahead on your right hand side. starts off as the West Bow and it becomes Victoria Street at the top. This street just ahead here. And this is the street a lot of people believe inspired J.K. Rowling for Diagon Alley in the Harry Potter stories. The steep winding street to your right hand side. That street takes you out onto George IV Bridge. And the Grass Market is where the cattle market was held at one time, where all the cows and cattle would be bought and sold here. Also where you would buy your feet for the cattle in this area as well. There's a flat sort of round disc-like stone back on the right hand side in the walkway. Has barriers surrounding it, and that is the area where they had the gallows. So that's where a lot of people were hanged at one time. 100 Covenanters hanged there at one time as well. Just it's all sectioned off with the barriers. So the Grass Market, also where we have the Jazz and Blues Festival. And the Jazz and Blues Festival starts off in mid-July. And this is when we have the walkway that you see to the right hand side. They build up 4 different stages from one end of the Grass Market to the other. And they have live bands and live music playing in these on these stages. Now the Jazz and Blues bars a few years ago didn't have a nice reputation in the Grass Market, a little bit dark reputation. Now very social area. We have hotels and shops, cafes, bars, restaurants and pubs. Edinburgh Castle high up on the right hand side. And the turquoise and white shop coming up just over to the right. This is the Maison de Mogi. And the Maison de Mogi to your right hand side is the Cat Cafe. And that's where you can go inside, you can have tea and coffee and cake and sit in the company of cats. Now you do have to book that online. We are very fair in Edinburgh. We have a dog cafe as well. And the dog cafe is in the new town, 15A Frederick Street, and it's called the Chihuahua Cafe. So no extra points for guessing why it's called the Chihuahua Cafe. But both these places you have to book online. You can't just walk in off the street as such. But there are lots of places in Edinburgh that you can eat. Just sometimes like to mention the cat and dog cafes. So we're going to turn right here. We're going to head up towards Edinburgh Castle. The next stop is stop number 9. Is there anyone wanting to go off of this stop? Upstairs or downstairs? There's no one upstairs for this next stop, Reno, thank you. Fabulous view of the castle straight ahead of us, sitting on top of the volcanic rock. And we're crossing over a bridge again, and this is the King's Bridge. Down to your left hand side, King Stables Road goes right underneath us, and out onto the Grass Market on your right hand side. So the volcanic rock that Edinburgh Castle sits on, to your left hand side, 350 million years old this rock is. Edinburgh Castle goes back to the 11th century. So much to see in the castle. You know, we always suggest 2 to 3 hours if you're going up there. But you can stay up there as long as you want. You know, you want to stay up there 2 hours, you can leave after 2 hours. If you want to stay up there for 4 hours, you leave after 4. Up to yourselves. There is a lot to see. You do have to take your time going out. They have the Scottish Crown Jewels and the Scottish Honours in the Crown Room, Scottish National War Memorial, the Scottish War Museum, the Royal Palace Apartments, the Dungeons, the Great Hall. The oldest surviving building in Edinburgh sits in Edinburgh Castle, and it is St Margaret's Chapel. Chapel that was built in memory of a queen, Queen Margaret, who was married to Malcolm III. She died in 1093 in the castle, a few days after hearing about the death of her husband, and her son King David I wanted the building in her memory. So St Margaret's Chapel is an active chapel today, holds about 25 to 30 people inside, and she was canonised after she died. 16th of November, St Margaret's Day. So up to your left hand side, Edinburgh Castle, Camera Obscura and the World of Illusions, the Scotch Whisky Heritage Experience, and the Tartan Weaving Mill. Ahead of the bus we have Gladson's Land, the Writers' Museum, Real Lady King's Course, and the High Kirk of St George's, his big toe that people run. Building straight ahead of us with the dome on top is the official registered headquarters to the Bank of Scotland. And the Bank of Scotland was founded in 1695. One of its founders was an Englishman. In 1694, the Bank of England was founded, and one of its founders was a Scotsman. So just the irony way back in the late 17th century. Now you can get into the bottom of this building, back on the right hand side. It's open today. Just over the fence on the right, there's a gate coming up here. And if you go into this gate and walk along the walkway, just over on the right hand side now guys, you walk into what they call Museum on the Mount. A museum on the Mount is all about money. It's another free museum here in Edinburgh. And it's a lot of fun, it's interactive, but also where you can see £1,000,000. If you've never seen £1,000,000 before, you can see £1,000,000 in the museum on the Mount. And you can always say to someone that you've seen £1,000,000 without telling them. Don't tell them it was in a museum. You know, you can say, oh, I've seen £1,000,000 before. Be quite nonchalant with it. Stop 11 at the bottom of the hill. Anyone upstairs or downstairs want to go to this next stop? There's no one upstairs for this next stop. Thank you. We're now leaving the old town behind, heading across to the new town. The new town was the idea of a man called George Drummond, and George Drummond was one of our Lord Provosts. He was born in Edinburgh Castle, and I'll point that out to you as we move right. So George Street just ahead of us now. We're going to be turning left onto George Street. It's the widest street of the three streets between Princess Street, George Street and Queen Street. Deliberately built wide enough so that 4 horses with carriages could turn round in the one movement. Didn't have that space to do that. It's also regarded as the Boulevard Street. Boulevard simply because of the designer shops that we have here in George Street as well. Building on the left hand side goes back to 1787, and this is the assembly rooms here in George Street, and that is where George IV attended a period. However, above the brass plate to the left hand side of the door, it's inscribed into the wall. Now you wouldn't be able to read it, but you might be able to see that there is an inscription above that brass plate. So it just tells you Alexander Graham Bell was born there on the 3rd of March 1847. Everything here in Charlotte Square, these buildings all very grand residential properties at one time, now very grand businesses. There's no one stays here at all. And Charlotte Square was designed by Robert Adam, everything except for this church building with all the scaffolding on it up ahead on the left. Anyone want to go to stop number 12, upstairs or downstairs? Stop 12. We all okay? No one for this stop upstairs, we will thank you. So the building to the left hand side with all the scaffolding, behind it, the scaffolding is a church building, has a dome on top, and the dome on top is a miniature of the dome that sits on top of St Paul's Cathedral down in London. The church building was by Sir Walter Scott, just on your right hand side. And George IV could not believe the welcome he received from the people here in Edinburgh. There were thousands and thousands of people here to see him, and at one point he was actually quoted as saying, "What a wonderful sight." Very happy that people were welcoming him to Edinburgh. Just either side of us now, another little side street called Rose Street, named after the English emblem, the rose. The Rose Street is very much a pedestrianised street, however they do let cars and vans in certain times of the day, so just be careful when you're walking along Rose Street. But lots of shops, lots of cafes, restaurants, bars, pubs, and there are about 20 pubs from one end to the other, so very popular for stag parties and hen parties. The building straight ahead of us is the statue of Queen Victoria on top. This is the Royal Scottish Academy, and the Royal Scottish Academy, one of our art galleries, and it is one of the art galleries that you do have to pay for the exhibitions inside. The architect was a man called William Henry Playfair. Statue on top, Queen Victoria, sculpted by John Steele. And we're coming up to another art gallery just ahead on our left hand side. This is the Scottish National Gallery, and the Scottish National Gallery exhibitions here are free. Also, William Henry Playfair was the architect. And our Christmas tree, straight ahead of us. This Christmas tree is donated by the Hordaland County Council in Norway, and we get this Christmas tree donated, not the same one, that Christmas tree donated every Christmas from the Hordaland County Council in Norway. That's for the support that they received during the war. The building to your right hand side with the archway and the tower either side is Edinburgh University's new college, and this is where we have the Faculty of Divinity part of
πιο κοντινό.
Thank you.